So Natasha Cloud obviously is out of the WNBA right now in what is a bit of a weird decision. And shout out in general to Jonathan Kolb, the Liberty GM, for clearing the air and making sure that the Tash Cloud is blackballed, and they didn't sign her for because of the political stuff. It's over with. It is over with. Thank God. So Natasha Cloud. Jonathan Kolb basically came out and is like some of the hilarious things where it's like basically, and he said she puts her life on the line every day, which is a very kind of crazy way to put it, but okay, it is what it is. But basically just came out, she's a phenomenal teammate, she's an awesome human being, yada yada. One thing I'm most proud of is my relationship with Natasha, for what she stands up for what she believes in. We are fortunate and incredibly lucky to have her for a season. We do not get off to the 9-0 start without her, and like I said earlier, the buffer was really important for seeding. They were the 5th seed. They were like 5 games above the 6th seed, if I'm not mistaken. They weren't even close to being 6. We don't win game 1 in Phoenix last year. In fairness, it's not wrong. I'm going to make clear what happened for us here. It's about our targets free agency and the condensed nature of how quickly things move. But also we felt probably took a while too, because you're in the dark on these things. Realistically, they wanted to sign Satu Sabally, and they couldn't justify this shit. Okay, you see this right now? My screen is cut off a little bit. Do you want to know why you don't see Natasha Cloud's name right here? Let's bring this down. We're all up, because she was off the screen. You have to clear cookies to reach Natasha Cloud's net points. She was a minus 20 on the season on offense for them. And she was a minus 11 on the defensive end. And to start the year, she was really, really good. And I don't think people remember that Natasha Cloud really, really was not good towards the end of the year. Played very well in game 1 against Phoenix, played very poorly in game 2 and 3. And the New York Liberty were never going to keep her. They made that very clear in October. And it did seem in general, when it came down to it, that they were never going to sign her. And if she was Liberty or bust. She was New York or bust. She only really wanted to play in New York. And then left it way too late by the looks of things to make any sort of a move that wasn't New York. And it kind of screwed her. And the fact that she changed representation means she probably didn't get offers she liked either. Like, I would say that there are currently 14 WNBA teams offering her a minimum contract. There are probably 14 teams that would currently be offering her a minimum contract. And I'd be shocked if there are not 14 WNBA teams offering her minimum. Heck, I would be shocked if there's not 15, including the Liberty. I think the Liberty would offer a minimum. I genuinely do think that there are probably 15 WNBA teams offering her a minimum contract. It does seem, though, like she is it seems like she's one of these players that wants a certain amount of money and is probably like, look, I'm going to get that during the season. This X, Y, or Z team. And the one thing with Natasha Cloud is she's probably being advised, don't take a minimum contract because you're stuck to that. But let's just say hypothetically, Skylar Diggins gets injured for the season. And her prorated near max salary frees up. If Courtney Williams gets injured for the season, her prorated max salary frees up for a player like Natasha Cloud. Which is why there are a couple of vets that are not bad at basketball currently not in the league. Because they're probably waiting for maybe a potential injury somewhere and a prorated salary to come in. A max salary player gets ruled out for the season and there's a prorated max salary available, which is a lot more in the middle. That is that's my guess for why Natasha Cloud's gone. Because I think when Natasha Cloud signs for a team, it won't be now. It won't be anytime soon. It'll be off an injury. And we will see the contract. And it will be for significantly more than the minimum. And I'm just glad Jonathan Kolb kind of nipped it in the bud right away. That she's actually being blackballed out of the league. She's not in the league because of her political stance. And by the way, she implied it herself. Could that have something to do with why some teams don't want to sign her? Maybe, but it's nothing to do with what she's saying. It's the fact that there are probably teams that believe that she's not worth the hassle, which is perfectly fine, by the way. As a team, you are allowed to say to a player is just not worth the hassle. They're not good enough to be worth the hassle, and you're allowed to say that as a team. Just because the WNBA as a collective doesn't want wants that to be the case where you're not allowed to say it as a team. Yes, you are. Like, teams deem Kennedy Carter not worth the hassle. And then, I'm going to be honest, the Aces did think she was worth the hassle this year. Like, it is what it is. It genuinely is what it is. And, yeah, Natasha Cloud is probably waiting for a player to go down or seeing how certain players' injuries actually are. Because there are players that have probably signed deals and maybe they're done. Like, Fee is obviously coming back. But, like, season-ending injuries happen all the time. Like she played with Benijah Laney-Hamilton. She got hurt and unrivaled. I don't think there is anyone that got hurt, that's her coming in that has a prorated decent salary. But that's what I guess. That's what I guess. At the end of the day, like, we'll see. She is not in there's no way she is not in the WNBA for any reason other than choice. There is not, and you saying, oh, no team wants to sign her. At the same time, like, I think teams want to sign her, but not for an amount of money she's comfortable with. So that's where the question comes, where it's like, is she worth the hassle? And to these teams, it's probably no. At some stage, she will be. Because again, a prorated maximum is available because a max contract player gets injured for the season. And you have max money, it has to go somewhere. Otherwise, you're just doing nothing. You're still paying the player, which just frees up salary cap. You're like, okay, if we're trying to win, the best player that's currently a free agent that is available is Natasha Cloud. She might help us win, so she might get a prorated version of a max. So, yeah, overall, I'm it makes a lot of sense what Cloud is doing. What it appears from my perspective that Cloud is doing. Sorry. And I'm glad that Jonathan Kolb went out of his way to say, basically, it's like, yeah, we liked her. It's nothing to do with that. We just made a basketball decision. Because all the BS, there were people demanding the GM answer for why they didn't sign Natasha Cloud. Like, a GM should not have to say, this player was statistically the worst player on her team last year, and she was looking for a max contract, so we didn't have that money, and the money she was willing to play for, we gave to a player who made the All-WNBA first team 2 years ago and was an All-Star starter last year in Satu Sabli. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. An interesting situation all around. And shout out to Jonathan Kolb for stopping all this BS.